Hello there, this is Sam from Stickman Sonics, and today I'll be showing you how to assemble and how to use your Sonic cane. Please do watch this video before you attempt to assemble it yourself and before you try to use it on your own. The only tools that you will need are a large or medium-sized flathead screwdriver. Optional tools include a miniature flathead screwdriver, tape of any kind, and a black permanent marker. And we'll see those in a minute. When you open your Sonic cane package, you should find the black pipe, which forms the body of the cane head component, and a baggie with the cane foot, as well as several screws. There will be 6 black-headed screws and 2 silver screws, each of which include 1 extra. Starting with the assembly, the first thing we'll do is take one of our silver screws and screw it into this little hole, which will be on only one of these silver struts here. It can be a little finicky to align. Don't screw it too far. We don't want it to go into the brass threads underneath. Not yet. Next, we're gonna take these 2 connectors. Yours might be tucked up inside. You might have to reach your finger in there, wiggle it out. But do so gently. And then we're gonna take these 2 connectors and snap them together like so. And now if you want to test to make sure it works, you can push the button. You should hear noise and see light from in there. Next, we're gonna put this all inside gently because of the wires and electrical components here. And then we'll rotate this so that the side with the screw on it is aligned with the side with the button. And then go ahead, and you got 4 holes around here. Go ahead and put 4 of those black-headed screws in there. This is where your screwdriver will come in. There we go. And before you tighten these down too much, just look and see if this is crooked at all. If it's crooked and not perfectly perpendicular or parallel with the body, then before you tighten these down, you could adjust it a little bit and then tighten them down. There's enough wiggle room there for that. Now let's go to the other end of the cane. So we're going to take the cane foot here and finding the hole on it, align it with the hole in the bottom of the cane here, and just push it in. Now you may have a bit of wiggle room like I do here, and so if you don't like that, you can get some tape of any kind and wrap it around this part here. I left some wiggle room because these pipes can vary in their thickness. You don't need to put any tape on it though. Once you have the screw in there, it should stay in place just fine. So then take your final black screw, line it up, get your screwdriver and tighten it in. Now let's get on to how to use your Sonic cane. It is maybe straightforward in how to use it, but it's also got a lot of delicate parts, so I want to go ahead and show you how that is. So firstly, this screw here, if I pull up on this, you can see a little brass thread underneath there. When we tighten this, it should go into that thread. It may not engage directly. It's very finicky and hard to get aligned. But if it's just barely hooked on there, it'll hold it closed. And that's all we need to hold it closed. Now, if we want to extend it, just loosen that screw enough that it comes out of that brass thread underneath, but not out of this aluminum part here, or plastic. And then pull forward, and voila, it's open. Now, once it's open at the top, you can push it down a little bit, and there is another brass thread underneath there. If we want to keep it in place, you could align that and tighten it down into there. However, there should be enough friction to hold it open. So once we want to close it, make sure that is not engaged with the thread in there. And then using your whole hand, close all 4 quadrants together. Then press downwards. And then you may tighten this down if you want. And that's all you need to know for how to use it. But let's say you need to make some adjustments. If for some reason you want to access the LED up here, perhaps you have another color of the lens, you want to change that out. Although I don't currently make other colors, just loosen the screw right there and the lens will come off easily. It's just third in plastic, so be careful. But yeah, just loosen that, take it off. And then I do try very carefully to make sure all of these quadrants are aligned with as little gap as possible. However, they can come loose. Even the original prop didn't have them aligned perfectly. But if yours have bigger gaps and you want to adjust that, you can loosen the little screw you see beneath there with your tiny flathead screwdriver. By turning it, loosening it, it will come out and push out on the bottom of this quadrant, making it go in at the top. I can't stress enough, do not use this as an actual cane. It is not meant to support the full weight of the human body. Not even if you're as skinny as Matt Smith, okay? This is made out of plastic up here at the top. However, it should be durable enough to carry around as a prop. If you want to carry it around at a con, just make sure you're only acting like you're leaning on it. Don't actually put your full body weight on it, and you should be just fine. I have actually printed the cane foot at the bottom with an extra thick and durable way, so it will last longer and be stronger. Now, if we want to change the batteries, the first thing we'll need to do is remove the 4 screws around here. I've already done that. Then you can pull this out. You should not need to disconnect the wire this time, though. Simply find the panel up here. We've got a hole there and a hole there, each with a screw. Remove those 2 screws, and then this panel can come off, and you can pop out these 3 LR44 batteries and easily replace them. You could disconnect this if you want to. Just don't pull on the wires. Just carefully grab each end of this and pull apart. And that's how you would change the batteries. Now, I wanted to show the upgrades that I've made on this, which is the V2 of my sonic screwdriver replica. My sonic cane replica, sorry. The original version had several issues, and unfortunately, several customers received it already broken in the package. So, there's a couple measures I've taken to fix some of those issues. One of those was that this part here broke for a few customers. I've reprinted this connector piece. I now use it print it out of PETG, which is a much stronger material, and I print it completely solid, so it should not break. I also ship it disconnected, so it's less likely to break. Another thing I've done to strengthen it is you can see this aluminum rod down here. There is an aluminum tube going throughout the entire body, from here all the way through to the LED. This should mean that even though we have a very thin rod down there, there's an aluminum tube, so it should not break as it did in the past. The last improvement that I want to show you is on these little parts right here where the screws go in. Those broke for some customers previously because of the orientation they were 3D printed at. I've changed the angle and the orientation they're printed at to make them much, much stronger and haven't had any issues with them since. So, overall, this version should be much stronger, and I hope you all enjoy the Sonic Cane. If you do not have one yet, there's a link in my description, and you can go pick one up. So, for now, allons-y, and Geronimo.